Most people have no idea where that stubborn old smell really comes from. They wash their hair, their clothes, even douse themselves in perfume, and yet that faint odor lingers. It's not age itself that smells. It's neglect, subtle, unintentional, hidden neglect. And today, you're going to discover the one place that, when properly cleaned, can literally transform how you feel and how you smell. Let's be honest, no one talks about it. But behind your ears, right where your skin folds and oil gathers, lies one of the most overlooked areas of your entire body. That small patch of skin, if not properly washed, collects sweat, sebum, and bacteria that over time produce what we call the smell of aging. It's not the years, it's the build-up. Think about it. You can shower daily and still miss that tiny area, and yet it holds the power to change how you present yourself to the world. When you start paying attention to that hidden spot gently washing behind your ears, your neck creases, and the folds near your scalp, something amazing happens. You don't just eliminate odor, you awaken your senses. You feel fresher, lighter, more alive. You stand taller because you know you're taking control of the small things that most people ignore. It's not vanity, it's awareness. Our bodies are maps of care. Every neglected spot tells a story. Every cleaned one writes a new beginning. So when you start to clean that one overlooked place, you're not just removing smell, you're removing the weight of inattention, the silent dust of years, the unnoticed moments that dull your radiance. I want you to imagine this. You walk into a room and people don't just see you, they feel your freshness, your energy, your quiet confidence. That's not magic. That's mindfulness in motion. Because the way you care for your body reflects the way you care for your life. When you choose to pay attention to the smallest detail, even something as simple as washing behind your ears, you send a message to yourself. I value me. The truth is, aging isn't the loss of youth, it's the loss of attention. And when you reclaim that attention, even through the smallest act, you reclaim the glow that never had to fade. So tonight, when you stand before that mirror, take an extra second, lift your hair, reach behind your ears. Wash away what the years tried to leave behind, because sometimes the most powerful transformations begin with the smallest, most unexpected actions. And this one simple habit can make you feel fresh, alive, and renewed again. Not just outside, but within. The secret to eliminating the smell of aging isn't found in expensive perfumes, body sprays, or high-end skincare routines. It's found in one small, overlooked spot on your body that almost everyone forgets to clean properly. It's not your armpits, not your feet, and not your breath. It's the area right behind your ears, a place so small, yet so powerful in influencing how fresh or aged a person smells. And the reason most people miss it is simple. It's out of sight and therefore out of mind. But what's out of sight can quietly affect how others perceive you and, more importantly, how you feel about yourself. Think about this. Your skin is your body's largest organ, and it's constantly producing oils, shedding dead skin, and harboring microscopic bacteria. Most of these processes are normal and even necessary. They protect you, regulate your temperature, and maintain balance. But over time, when certain areas don't get the right attention, these natural functions turn into a silent source of odor. The area behind your ears is especially prone to this because it's rich in sebaceous glands, the same glands that produce sebum, a type of oil that can trap bacteria and dirt if not properly cleaned. Combine that with sweat, hair product residue, and dead skin cells, and you have the perfect storm for a stale, musty smell that people often associate with getting older. But the truth is that smell doesn't belong to aging, it belongs to neglect. The human body doesn't naturally smell old. What happens is that over years of partial washing and quick showers, we develop blind spots in our self-care routines. Behind the ears, under the jawline, the creases around the neck, these areas are often skipped. They're not visible, so they don't receive the same care as our face or hands. Yet, these small areas accumulate what I like to call micro timestamps and layers of skin and oil that hold on to the scent of years gone by. And the moment you start cleansing them intentionally, you don't just remove odor, you peel away time itself. Let's dive deeper into the science for a moment. When oils on the skin mix with oxygen and bacteria, they undergo oxidation, a natural chemical reaction that can produce that characteristic old person smell. Researchers have even identified a compound called 2-nonenal, which tends to increase with age due to changes in skin composition and hormonal shifts. But here's what most people don't realize: 2-nonenal isn't the villain. The real issue is that it builds up on unwashed areas of skin, clinging to clothing, hair, and pillowcases. That means by simply cleansing the right areas, especially behind your ears and along your neck, you can dramatically reduce the intensity of that smell or even eliminate it completely. Now imagine the ripple effect of this small act. You start each morning or end each day not just with a shower, but with awareness. You reach behind your ears, lather gently, rinse thoroughly, and in that single motion, you're doing more than cleaning your skin. You're telling your body, I see you, I care for you. It's a ritual of mindfulness, one that instantly reconnects you with your own vitality. Because when you start taking care of the smallest things, your entire perception of self begins to shift. And that's where transformation begins. When you walk out of that shower, you don't just feel fresh, you feel renewed. People around you might not know what changed, but they'll notice. You'll move differently, stand a little taller, breathe a little easier. Because eliminating that hidden source of odor doesn't just clear the air, it clears your energy. This one small act, washing behind your ears, becomes symbolic. It's proof that big results don't always come from big changes. Sometimes all it takes is noticing what others ignore. That's where true confidence lies, in the details. It's not about age, it's about awareness. When you bring awareness to your body, to your daily habits, to those forgotten corners of self-care, you begin to radiate something that no product can fake: genuine freshness from the inside out. So the next time you think about the smell of aging, remember this. It's not the years that define your scent, it's the attention you give to your body. And if you can reclaim that awareness, even in one small spot, you've already started rewriting the story of how you age. You're not just cleansing skin, you're cleansing time layer by layer until what's left is the pure, confident, revitalized version of you, fresh, alive, and unforgettable. This small daily habit, washing that one overlooked spot, does far more than remove an odor. It awakens something deeper inside you. It's easy to think of hygiene as a simple physical task, something you do out of routine. But when you begin to understand that true freshness is connected to mindfulness, that every act of care you give your body reflects how you feel about yourself, you start to see this tiny ritual as something extraordinary. Washing behind your ears may sound trivial, but it's a mirror of awareness, a reminder that small habits hold the power to renew not just your scent, but your spirit, your confidence, and even how others experience your presence. You see, every person carries an aura, not in a mystical sense, but in the energy they project. That aura is built from how we treat ourselves. When you start neglecting the small things, that energy dulls. You feel slower, less vibrant, and often without realizing it, you begin to fade into the background. But the moment you start caring intentionally, even in the simplest way, your energy begins to shift. That's why the habit of cleansing hidden areas, those neglected parts of the body, can create an almost immediate feeling of lightness. You're not just removing buildup from your skin, you're releasing emotional residue that's been weighing you down. Imagine stepping out of the shower and feeling not just clean, but renewed. That crisp, fresh sensation isn't just on the surface, it's something that radiates through you. The simple act of cleansing becomes a declaration: I'm here. I'm alive. I care. This shift may seem subtle, but it changes everything. You walk differently. You speak with more confidence. People notice your presence without knowing why. That's because true vitality isn't about youth, it's about attention. When you give your body attention, it gives you energy in return. Let's pause for a moment and think about why most people stop doing the small things that make them feel alive. Life becomes busy. Stress, routine, responsibilities, they all push us into autopilot. We brush our teeth, shower, eat, and sleep, often without really being there, and when we stop being present, the joy of living fades with it. But one small, mindful act can break that cycle. Washing that hidden area behind your ears is like flipping a mental switch from autopilot to awareness. It's a micro moment that says, I'm not just surviving today, I'm showing up for myself. It's incredible how such a tiny habit can ripple into every part of your life. Think about it. When you take that extra moment for self-care, your mind feels more focused. You're more likely to eat better, to exercise, to speak with kindness because you've already started the day by choosing care over neglect. Your brain recognizes this as self-respect. And when you build that self-respect daily, your confidence naturally follows. Confidence isn't built in grand moments, it's built in the quiet consistency of small, meaningful choices. And here's the most powerful part. When you care for yourself, you unconsciously teach others to care too. Your family, your friends, your children, they see the way you treat yourself. When they see you taking care of your body with pride and awareness, they learn that self-care is not vanity, it's respect. You become a walking reminder that aging doesn't mean fading, it means evolving. You show that beauty isn't just about youth, it's about intention. The smell of aging, the fatigue, the loss of confidence, all of it begins when we stop paying attention. But when we return to mindfulness, even in the smallest ways, we reclaim our presence. We feel lighter, brighter, and more alive. That's what this small daily act represents, not just cleanliness, but connection. A connection to your body, to your energy, to your confidence, and to the people around you who feel your renewed vitality. So the next time you stand at your sink or step into your shower, take an extra moment. Reach that forgotten spot, feel the water, the soap, the motion, and let it remind you that you're worth that extra care, because youth isn't found in creams or bottles, it's found in awareness. And every time you care for yourself with attention, you invite the world to see you not as older, but as radiant, confident, and unmistakably alive. That's the real secret. The smell of aging fades not just when you wash your skin, but when you awaken your spirit. Every time you tend to the smallest details, you polish the invisible glow that makes you magnetic. The body feels it, the mind responds to it, and the world reflects it back. Because freshness, energy, and presence, they all begin in the same place, within the quiet power of mindful self-care. So here's the truth: the smell of aging isn't about the number of candles on your cake. It's about the attention you give to yourself each day. You're not losing your youth, you're losing awareness, and the moment you start to notice the small things, that hidden spot behind your ears, the quiet details of care, you begin to reclaim something that no product or perfume can replace: your natural radiance. That simple act of washing, of giving care where others forget, becomes a symbol of renewal. It's not about vanity. It's about respect for your body, your energy, your presence, because the way you treat yourself teaches the world how to see you. When you care for your body with intention, it responds with vitality. When you honor even the smallest parts of yourself, your confidence expands. So tonight, when you stand before that mirror, don't rush through the motions. Slow down. Lift your hair, reach behind your ears, and wash away what time tried to leave behind. Feel that water, that clean, cool sensation, and let it remind you that freshness isn't lost with age. It's renewed through awareness, because every drop of care, every small act of attention, every moment of self-respect adds up to something powerful, a version of you that smells like confidence, shines like vitality, and feels like home in your own skin. You don't need to buy youth, you simply need to remember it hidden in those small, forgotten details that make you feel alive again. The secret was never about washing everything, it was about washing the right spot, and realizing that in doing so, you're cleansing more than your skin. You're cleansing your spirit, your energy, your presence. You're showing the world that you're not aging, you're awakening.